Coming up on Apple Valley News Now in prime time.
So it has a do not enter sign. In addition to that, they added an additional wrong way sign.
After a young mother and her 2 kids were killed in a head-on collision in Pasco on Friday night, our Dan Hansen is looking into head-on collisions and if more can be done to prevent them. Also,
labor is a product.
Minimum wage is increasing in the Evergreen State. Our Monique Ledesma catches up with a local small business to see how this will impact them. Plus, a popular Hermiston Park is vandalized. Why police need your help later.
Stop.
We're taking a look at the moment a Gonzaga men's basketball team's plane is involved in a close call on the runway. And Josh is in for Stacey tonight with your New Year's Eve First Alert weather forecast as the news starts now.
This is Apple Valley News Now, prime time on your side.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us after Monday Night Football. I'm Austin Reed. It is December the 30th. Well, the investigation continues after a young mother and her 2 kids were killed Friday night in a head-on collision. How common are these type of crashes, though? Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen is in studio with the answers.
According to the Washington State Department of Transportation, 6 people died in car crashes in Franklin County this year alone. 2 of those crashes involved alcohol.
According to the Washington State Patrol, they still see wrong-way drivers. They say due to the increasing population, there are more drivers on the road. WSP says in 2022, fatal crashes peaked but have steadily declined over the past 2 years. They credit this due to a rise in troopers, education, and enforcement. Summer Deary, a spokesperson with the Washington State Department of Transportation, says wrong-way driving is something they take very seriously, like on the ramps from North 20th Avenue to I-182.
A couple months ago, the Department of Transportation made some enhancements to that particular intersection. So it has a do not enter sign. In addition to that, they added an additional wrong way sign to that signpost, and on that signpost, they added a reflective stripe.
According to Deary, drivers all over the state are going to be seeing differences in ramps, like more signage for wrong-way drivers, increased visibility, as well as height adjustments.
People sit differently in their cars, and so they're lowering a lot of the signs in the state to increase the line of sight and visibility there.
Deary says they're making these changes for the different drivers who may be new to the area and different age groups. One challenging thing to WashDOT is designing highways to factor in impaired drivers.
We partner with the Washington State Traffic Safety Commission. As part of that, they made some recommendations to explore intersections throughout the state of Washington. Wrong-way drivers was at the top of their radar for safety. And then the legislature agreed with that. So the legislature allocated $2 million to review intersections throughout the state of Washington and make some adjustments to that.
WashDOT is using the funds to make low-cost improvements throughout the state, including flashing lights near the on-ramps. Deary says there was a thought of adding spike strips on ramps for wrong-way drivers. However,
we have tested that through the state of Washington, but basically what we're coming to is it's not a foolproof system, and there's lots of false calls.
She says the technology isn't there yet. Once they get an error-proof system, WashDOT would consider it in the future. Until then, WSP says if you see a wrong-way driver, pull over and call 911.
WSP says education and traffic enforcement, along with more officers on the road, is the reason they're seeing a rise in traffic safety. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Dan, thank you for that. As for Friday night's crash, we now know a Yakima man is in the Franklin County Jail, arrested on suspicion of 3 counts of vehicular homicide and other charges after authorities say he drove the wrong way on the interstate in Pasco. Authorities say 37-year-old Zachary Schwartz hit another vehicle head-on while driving east in the westbound lanes of 182 between 4th Avenue and the interchange with 395. A mother and her 2 sons, ages 6 and 1, died in the crash. Schwartz was taken to the hospital with a broken arm, but he was released and taken to the jail over the weekend. A GoFundMe page has been set up for the family to help with funeral and medical expenses. At last check, over $45,000 has been raised. We have a link to that page where you can help at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Just as the weather seems to calm down, especially in the passes, Mother Nature firing back up again. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth is in for Stacy tonight, and he has a preview to your New Year's Eve First Alert weather forecast.
Well, the mountain snow showers that we were tracking all day should be tapering off for this evening. We can't rule out a low-end chance of maybe some flurries or a brief period of freezing rain for the valleys, but that is a low-end chance. I think most of us will be dry for tonight. Overnight lows down into the 20s and 30s, so pretty much all of us are going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. And then for tomorrow, the last day of 2024, it's going to be a cold one, not as much sunshine. You can see we'll be stuck in the 30s for a lot of the day, so not as warm as today. Will be about seasonal, on par for the last day of the year. So 30s and 40s across the map, and again, an uptick in clouds. So here's the bottom line for the forecast. Once again, mountain snow tapering for this evening. Then we're tracking another storm system for late on New Year's Eve night into the first morning of 2025. Valley snow could be on the table, so I'll tell you how much we're anticipating coming up a little bit later in the show.
Other news and new in prime time tonight, Harrison Park in Hermiston has been vandalized. Take a look. The glass backboard of the basketball court has been shattered and pieces of glass were intentionally buried in the playground's wood mulch. As a result, the playground is closed until further notice for Parks crews to remove and replace the engineered wood fiber to ensure all glass particles are eliminated and the area is safe. There is still shattered glass in the grass surrounding the basketball court where the hoop has been removed. If you have any information about this act of vandalism, you are asked to contact the Hermiston Parks and Rec Department or Hermiston PD. Less than a year where a brutal robbery took place, a person has burglarized a popular restaurant in Milton Freewater. According to information from the police department, authorities say sometime in the early morning hours of December 28th, someone broke the window of the Red Tea Garden restaurant and went inside. Authorities say the suspect took about $4,500 in cash. Last February, the owner's wife died after a woman attacked her while trying to steal money from the restaurant. If you have any information, contact your local police. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office wants to warn people about calls they have been getting from people saying scammers have been reaching out, saying they have to pay money for missing jury duty. The scammers are pretending to be officers or deputies. They claim that you have a warrant, and unless you want to get arrested, you better pay up. The Sheriff's Office says court officers never call or email you and demand money for missing jury duty. They also will never threaten arrest over the phone. Hang up on the scammers and report them to authorities. Turning to continuing coverage, the Hanford Guard Union and Hanford Mission Integration Solutions returning to the negotiating table earlier today. According to both parties, the sides began talking earlier this morning, the first time since HMIS sent over the best and final offer. A federal mediator was on hand at the negotiating table. One union member tells Apple Valley News Now nothing was settled in the talks today. Both sides set to get back to talking again tomorrow at 9 in the morning. Although the new year is just 2 days away, workers in more than 20 states, including Washington, can expect to not only ring in a new year, but get a pay increase as well. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma reports how this change will impact local small businesses.
One of those 20 states that will be seeing some new numbers on their paycheck is Washington. This is due to a law passing to increase the minimum wage in some states. The pay will go up to $16.66 per hour, which is up 2.35% from 2024. Ken Day, owner of Dayco Heating, Air, and Electrical, says the pay increase to workers will impact their customers.
Companies can't just eat price increases, and that's on everything, all products, and that includes labor. Labor is a product.
Day says it doesn't only impact the customers, though.
You can make it a lot harder because either a guy can come and work in the construction trade or work at Taco Bell. and make the same kind of money. So it does make it harder to get people that want to come into this field, and when they make a choice of an easy life or construction work, it's tough, and you need people that want to do it to get people started in here.
Day says once businesses do get to hiring, then comes keeping those workers.
And especially when you start dealing with experienced hands or people with knowledge in a certain base, to get them just to stay in Washington, because Washington is tough to get people here to come to work.
Day says pay increases come with a catch because everything else also increases.
Anytime the prices are going up, it affects everyone. I mean, also from where we lunch to where we're buying the food, my employees doing the same thing, their cost of living goes up in their home. So everything has to go up as a price increase, and it all adds up.
Although this is one change Day will see, it's not stopping him from looking forward to all the new changes to come with the new year for his business, from sales to new marketing and some new looks. Reporting in Kennewick, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. Over in Oregon, you can expect to see this new law kick off at the start of the new year, which is using drugs on public transit will be considered a misdemeanor crime of interfering with public transportation. While the measure worked its way through the legislature, multiple transportation officials say drug use on buses and trains and at transit stops and stations was making passengers and drivers feel less safe. As we close out 2024, many people across our area like to ring in the new year with fireworks, but there are some things you need to know. There is an organized fireworks display that you can enjoy with the community. It's called First Night Tri-Cities. It starts tomorrow night at 4 o'clock at the Giza Carousel of Dreams. The event goes until 9 p.m. and there will be carousel rides, bounce houses, interactive activities, and performances. But if you plan on setting off fireworks on your own, remember the laws behind them, be aware of where you are firing them off at, and remember to always consider your safety and those around you first. We're going to head to Oregon now, where nearly 5,000 healthcare workers across 14 Providence health facilities have given a 10-day notice of their intent to strike. On Monday, the Oregon Nurses Association, which consists of physicians, nurses, physician associates, and more, said that their strike will begin at 6 a.m. on January 10th. This will mark the first doctor strike in state history and the largest nurses and healthcare workers strike. According to ONA, they are asking for more competitive wages and better facility staffing. Oregon is ending the year of 2024 with the highest whooping cough case count since 1950. The state had more than 1,000 cases. Health officials are reminding people to vaccinate against the illness to prevent transmission. 2 people have died just this year. This comes as Good Shepherd Hospital in Hermiston said last week that flu levels are on the rise in Umatilla County. Apple Valley News Now in prime time is just getting started. Still ahead, the Gonzaga men's basketball team's plane has a close call on the runway. Plus,
millions of people all around the world, all over the world, feel they lost a friend as well.
we are remembering Jimmy Carter, who was the oldest living U.S. president. And Stacy's off, but Josh is in. He'll have your full First Alert weather forecast. Do stay with us.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Through December 31st, receive rebates up to $1,850 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Did you know that maintaining your oral hygiene not only ensures your teeth and gums are in good health, but also ensures that you are free from disease-causing bacteria?
These same bacteria are found in blood clots of people who have recently suffered heart attacks. Biomarkers from these oral bacteria can be found in up to 50% of the clots taken from these victims. Now more than ever, oral health is directly related to your overall health.
Trust the team of experts at Avanta Dental. Our friendly team is ready to help you have a brighter, healthier future.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pai gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew. Final days.
Big inventory, big deals, and a final day's finish. Ford SUVs. The built wild Bronco family. Goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
She knows.
F-Series, best-selling truck for 47 years.
Final days. Exciting.
Your choice. Lease a Bronco Sport or F-150 SDX for just $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
When it comes to floors, quality matters, period. Quality is what makes the difference in floors, and it's what you can expect from the best products Empire today carries. Quality is stain and soil technology to help protect your floors from everyday accidents. Quality is water resistance, where and when you need it most. It's a durable finish that keeps scratches from leaving lasting damage. It's floors that are manufactured in America, keeping jobs close to home. Quality is knowing your floors are made by some of the best flooring brands in the world. And when life happens, quality is having peace of mind that your floors are backed by some of the best warranties around. If an issue does arise, just call us. We service all warranties ourselves, so you can avoid the hassle of having to track down the manufacturer. Knowing Empire handpicks long-lasting and durable products is what makes getting new floors easy. Save $350 on your next project. Call this special number now.
1-844-254-8536.
Season's greetings from all of us here at Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back, everybody. A close call on the runway at Los Angeles International Airport. Take a look. A Delta plane last Friday came very close to a chartered jet carrying the Gonzaga men's basketball team. The Federal Aviation Administration is now investigating the incident. The FAA says air traffic controllers directed the chartered plane to hold short of crossing a runway at LAX because a second aircraft was taking off. When the chartered jet crossed the hold bars, air traffic controllers told the pilots to stop. The jet never crossed the runway edge line, according to the FAA. In a statement, Gonzaga said it's grateful the incident ended safely and team members were not aware of the situation as it happened. Delta said its flight operated as normal and it is cooperating with the investigation. Governor Jay Inslee ordering all Washington state and U.S. flags to fly at half-staff to honor former President Jimmy Carter, who died Sunday. Flags were ordered to fly at half-staff immediately starting today. Flags should remain lowered until close of business or sunset on Tuesday, January the 28th, which is 30 days after Carter's death. Today, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek also ordered flags at Oregon public institutions to be flown at half-staff. Jimmy Carter did pass away Sunday, surrounded by family at his home in Plains, Georgia. The 39th president was 100 years old. Brian Abel is in Plains now with details on how he is being honored.
People here in Plains, Georgia were eager to talk about their friend Jimmy, because that's what the former president was to them, a friend, much more than the 39th president of the United States. This was his home. This is where his love affair with Rosalind Carter began, and this is also where he will be laid to rest beside her.
From Georgia peanut farmer to president, Jimmy Carter's legacy spans 100 years. Leaders around the world remembering his remarkable life.
Jill and I lost a dear friend. What I find extraordinary about Jimmy Carter, though, is that millions of people all around the world, all over the world, feel they lost a friend as well.
Carter grew up in Plains, Georgia. He became governor and was elected president in 1976. And lost re-election to Republican Ronald Reagan in 1980. But it was his life post-presidency that laid the bricks for his legacy. He is remembered as a passionate humanitarian and a pioneer of human rights. He and his wife Rosalind founded the Carter Center to carry out their mission.
He was one of the first to turn his back on dictators who were not supporting human rights.
In 2002, Carter was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his decades of work to establish peaceful solutions to international conflicts. He also spent decades volunteering for Habitat for Humanity.
A great global statesperson, and the world's going to honor him, but he also was down home all about the state of Georgia.
Outside the Carter Presidential Center, mourners leaving flowers and notes. People in his hometown of Plains remembering him.
President Carter has been an international influence, but some of his greatest influence, he and Mrs. Carter's, has been right here in Plains, Georgia.
We are learning more about the former president's travel arrangements. He will leave here on Saturday for Atlanta, where he will lie in repose at the Carter Center before heading to Washington, D.C. on Tuesday to lie in stay at the U.S. Capitol. Then on Thursday, January 9th, National Day of Mourning, will be the state funeral at the Washington National Cathedral before he heads back here to be laid to rest. In Plains, Georgia, I'm Brian Abel reporting.
Other news tonight, and to the art beat. Have you ever wanted to improve your drawing skills? Now is your opportunity. Yakima Valley Library's 30-day drawing challenge begins January 2nd. The challenge is spearheaded by local artist Rosalind McWaters, who provided the daily prompts. Officials say you will be astonished at the difference spending 20 minutes per day for a month will have on your ability to convey the world in your art. There will be a challenge kickoff event at West Valley Library this Thursday, January 2nd from 6 to 7 p.m. There, organizers will go over the challenge's few rules and hand out the daily drawing prompts. You do not have to attend to participate in the challenge. Well, this year isn't the only thing getting ready to wrap up. So is this year's first of its kind Painting Pasco reimbursement program. 2 of the 3 businesses and building owners are now celebrating their fresh new looks. The city of Pasco says the program is a way to highlight and promote cultural expansion while supporting local artists. Carl Holder, a building owner in the area, says he knew his building was a perfect canvas. Holder also says this program helps in revitalizing the downtown area.
This mural is really a first step in cleaning up a fairly ugly part of town. So really it is the entrance to the nice of the farmers market, but is an eyesore. And because we bring some art, we'll bring some people, and the owners will have pride in the alley, and we'll be able to keep it clean.
Holder also tells us the inspiration to his mural came from Pasco having many trains and a lot of those trains being tagged. So he took his own spin on it with a local retired trained tagger professional.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
We have another very active forecast, so let's go ahead and get right into it. For tonight, mountain snow will start to taper off tonight during the late evening and overnight hours in particular. Lower elevations will be mostly dry, although we can't rule out a few light showers for the valleys and foothills. In fact, there's a chance for some flurries in the Kittitas Valley and a brief window for freezing rain in the upper Yakima Valley into the mid to late evening. Then for tomorrow, New Year's Eve day will be a mostly dry day, although we can't rule out a sprinkle or 2 during the morning for the Blue Foothills. But for New Year's Eve night, that's when the action will ramp up. Snow will start to pick up for the Cascades during the mid to late evening and around and after midnight for the Blues. Lower elevation should stay dry until around midnight, then precip chances will go up. Snow is possible for the Kittitas and upper Yakima valleys, and freezing rain is possible in the lower Yakima Valley. So now let's take a look at snowfall totals from this evening through late on Tuesday night. 3 to 4 inches for Blewett Pass and Snoqualmie Pass, 6 to 8 inches for White Pass on U.S. Highway 12, a few inches for Sadis Pass, yes, maybe even an inch of snow for Ellensburg and Yakima. Then a couple inches for Cabbage Hill and the Battle Mountain Summit. We're starting to get a lot more conservative for Tollgate now, just 3 to 4 inches there on Oregon 204. Some of the water totals from this evening through late tomorrow night. not that impressive. 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of water for the mountains, less than 1/10 of an inch of water for lower elevations. Then we're tracking more storm systems, one into Wednesday and Thursday, another one into Friday and Saturday, and that one for Sunday and Monday we'll set to the side for now. So first, let's talk about the Wednesday-Thursday storm system, New Year's Day and January 2nd. Low snow levels with this one initially, down to around 1,000 feet. So we're thinking anywhere between 2 to 6 inches of snow for Cabbage Hill and Snoqualmie Pass, maybe even less than an inch for the Blue Foothills and Yakima Valley, and a couple inches possible in the Kittitas Valley. And this is looking like it's going to be a wetter stretch of days, as we could have between 3/4 to an inch of water for the Cascades, 1/2 to 3/4 for the Blues, between 1/10 to 1/4 for the Valleys, Basin, and Foothills. Then we have that next storm system into Friday and Saturday. Higher snow levels with this one, between 3,000 and 5,000 feet. So chances for Valley and Foothills snow will essentially go down to 0, but we could pick up another 2 to 6 inches of snow for Cabbage Hill and Snoqualmie Pass, likely more for those passes at higher elevations. This is going to be a very wet storm system once again for the mountains, especially for the Cascades, anywhere between 1 inch to 1.5 inches. High temperatures much colder now, right around seasonal values. Could get a little bump up in temperatures for Saturday and Sunday, but overall it's going to be a chilly stretch of days. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower chances Wednesday and Thursday, looking much wetter for Friday, then a bit drier this weekend. In Yakima, a wintry mix is possible into the first morning of 2025. A cold rain by Thursday, and then better rain chances Friday. In Ellensburg, a rain-snow mix is possible for the morning of New Year's Day, maybe another for the 2nd, then just a cold rain after that. For Hermiston, small rain chances the 1st and 2nd, much wetter by Friday, then drier this weekend. Then for Walla Walla, rain likely to start 2025, and it looks like that'll continue right through the weekend.
All right, thank you so much, Josh. And for Stacy, coming up next, we are taking a look at the best viral moments of 2024. Do stay with us.
Welcome to Nissan. Are you interested in
test drive?
Absolutely.
There's the all-new Kicks, the new V6-powered Frontier, and the Nissan Rogue. Consumer Guide's Best Buy 10 years in a row.
Finished with all your holiday shopping?
We are now. Hurry in to the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months, or get a low $279 per month lease on Rogue.
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
I've always had an eye for opportunity. As a kid, I was hustling, selling candy, mowing lawns, you name it. That drive never left me. The first time I tasted crumble, it was clear to me this was more than just a cookie. From that moment, I knew this was a chance to bring the taste of something new to our neighborhood. But I couldn't do it alone. That's where Happel came in. With their support, I was able to secure the loan that brought crumble to our community. Where do you credit union?
Welcome to Fable Craft Bar, your next favorite place to experience. Be inspired by our stylish and locally crafted culinary delights. Join us Tuesdays for all-you-can-eat fish and chips, weekend brunch and football, Bookwalter wines, local beer, and signature cocktails. Savor the flavors of our delicious food to captivate your senses. Fable Craft Bar, stop for a bite, or bring delicious home with Uber Eats or DoorDash. 1705 Columbia Park Trail.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons, physiatrists, and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
Are you ready to step up and save lives?
Umatilla County Fire District Number 1 is calling on firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics to join our team. Experience the thrill of the front lines, excellent pay and benefits, and great opportunities for advancement. With every emergency, you'll make a difference and become a hero in the community. Don't just work a job, embrace a mission. Umatilla County Fire District Number 1. Apply now at ucfd1.org and join our team. We're looking for heroes like you.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
All systems appear go for New Year's in the Big Apple. The iconic 12-foot ball that will drop in Times Square to ring in 2025 underwent its final test today. It's covered in nearly 2,700 crystal triangles and has more than 32,000 LEDs that can display 16 million colors. When that ball touches down at midnight, it will also trigger a ton of confetti to rain down on revelers. New Year's in Times Square is a tradition that dates back to 1904. That's when the city hosted a celebration to commemorate the opening of the New York Times headquarters. The newspaper left the building 10 years later, but not before successfully lobbying to have what was then the Longcradge Square, renamed Times Square. At some point after the ball completes its job, tickets will be sold to the public, allowing people to remove and collect the crystal triangles to make room for next year's. It was the biggest tech threat the world had ever experienced until it wasn't. New Year's Day 2025 will mark, get this, the 25th anniversary of, remember this, Y2K? For those too young to remember, Y2K was the term used for a widespread computer bug that was expected to crash computers when the year 1999 turned into 2000. In November 1999, then President Bill Clinton said everything would be fine and there would be, quote, no major national breakdowns caused by the date change. Despite that, tech companies spent billions of dollars on updates. Average Americans were also worried. Millions stocked up on food, toilet paper, and other goods. Needless to say, everything was fine once the clock struck midnight for the first day of 2000. A melted statue of Abe Lincoln, a guy body slamming an orca, a woodpecker playing ding dong ditch. These are just a few of the craziest and kookiest stories of 2024. Jeremy Roth is going in depth and takes a look back at many more viral moments of 2024.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, the weirdest and wildest of times, the chonkiest, willy wonkiest, space junkiest, hippest, hippoiest, battiest, chattiest, rat splattiest year since the last one. Let's take a look at 2024. First, the good. News from the seer of seers that for once wasn't about the weather. The world's most famous woolly weatherman, Punxsutawney Phil, took a break from prognosticating to do a little procreating, becoming a dad to not one, but two little groundhog-lings. Groundhog-ites? Anyway, I bet he didn't see that one coming. One creative little girl's solar system project took her to galactic viral superstardom. Alice Hayes used Barbies to represent the planets through fashion flares like sassy solar rings and such, and a TikTok of her work garnered over 1 million views, and even a surreal shout-out from the mothership herself, Barbie. A surreal but welcome sight captured by an aerial drone allowed rescuers to breathe a sigh of relief after a 10-year-old Louisiana girl went missing in the middle of the night. It turns out she had sleepwalked from her home and into nearby woods, where she was spotted hours later from above and collected safely on the ground. It wasn't all good news. For one, the infamous Chicago rat hole is no more. You see, the internet got rat splat fever after a rodent seemingly made an impression in some wet cement, cementing this Chi-Town sidewalk as a new tourist attraction. But no amount of selfies and or weird sidewalk shrines could save it from being dug up after the city deemed it was damaged and needed replacing. Rats. One man's day went from bad to worse after he was late for a court hearing while facing a charge of driving with a suspended license and dialed in via Zoom to said court hearing while driving without a valid license. The lawyers couldn't even keep a straight face, and the judge threw the book at him, proving two wrongs still don't make a right. Bad news went from out of this world to right through this guy's living room when what was later identified by NASA as a piece of space junk from the International Space Station came rocketing through his roof, just narrowly missing his son. Everybody was okay, and NASA later reclaimed the 1-pound metal projectile. There were just plain ugly headlines like this Yahoo. Seriously called out by authorities down under after being caught on camera seemingly trying to body slam an orca. Who does that? New Zealand's Department of Conservation fined the guy, then threw him to the social media wolves by reposting the video. Or this Willy Wonka-inspired event that was more wonky than Wonka. For $44 a ticket, the Scotland event promised optical marvels and extraordinary props, but delivered a sparsely decorated warehouse and quarter cups of lemonade. The social media mockery was ruthless, comparing it at best to the infamous Fire Festival, and at worst, to a meth lab. A historically hot summer took a very visual toll on a wax statue replica of the Lincoln Memorial in D.C., causing Honest Abe to lose his cool and his head, melting him from upright Lincoln to downright loungin'. As far as crazy and kooky stories go, there were just way too many, so here are a few highlights. A puppy born lime green, a creepy zombie fungus spider, robot grins through living skins, bats running on treadmills, and a guy running marathons while drinking wine. A woodpecker playing ding-dong ditch, hamsters smuggled in pants, snakes smuggled in pants, burglary suspects caught with their pants down, it was like a pandemic or something. Moodang the hippo was cute, Haggis the hippo was cuter, Pesto was cute, then Presto not cute anymore, Berry, Faux Harry, Banana Fan, a millionaire. But my personal fave this year was this little British girl who went viral for ranting about the skyrocketing price of ice cream.
Just 2 ice creams for bloody £9.
This little firebrand was all of us as she let fly about the effects of inflation on life's simple pleasures.
Like, you're gonna get nowhere with that.
No, he ain't, is that?
No, he ain't.
And capped it off with a pitch-perfect side-eye slam dunk.
Yeah, Betty can hear me.
Frozen trees may be £9, but this kid's fiery ire, priceless. For Take a Look at 2024,
bloody hell.
I'm Jeremy Roth.
That was fun to take a look back. All right, still ahead on Apple Valley News Now in prime time. Josh returns with a final look at your weather forecast. As we leave you to break, here is a live picture. Oh, no, I'm sorry, we don't have a sky cam, but Josh is back with your forecast. That's next.
Happy holidays from all of us here at Apple Valley News Now.
There's nothing like a Tri-Cities sunrise, where you can make every day a special day. With so many places to explore, BFT's website and transit app will help you get there. No matter how busy life gets, schedule time for the ones you love. Even if you take different ways, you can arrive together. Download the transit app or visit our website at bft.org to make today a special day. BFT. Exploration awaits.
The Season of New Traditions sales event is going on now at Overturf Kia. Save big on select new Kia vehicles. 2024 Kia Telluride EX with all-wheel drive starts at $44,699. Plus, get 5.49% interest for 72 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons, physiatrists, and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford Crew. Final days.
Big inventory, big deals, and a final day's finish. Ford SUVs. The built wild Bronco family. Goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
She knows.
F-Series, best-selling truck for 47 years.
Final days. Exciting. Your choice. Lease a Bronco Sport or F-150 SDX for just $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Vance Heating and Air Conditioning has been keeping Yakima Valley homes safe and comfortable since 1986. We promise friendly customer service, highly trained technicians. You'll be happy. Save $50 on any heating repair. We service all makes and models. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope. Furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Apple Valley News Now viewer Kathy Kilgore.
Apple Valley News Now is important to this community. I know when I turn it on, if there's something that I've heard about in the community, I'm going to hear it from you guys. And that's important. I eat breakfast with you, I eat dinner with you guys. That time's valuable in that it keeps me connected to my community.
Thank you, Kathy. If you watch Apple Valley News Now, please let us know. Apple Valley News Now, always on your side.
All right, thanks for staying with us. We are getting past one storm system only to see another one follow. Stacy's off, but Josh is back with a final look at your first alert forecast.
Here's some of the snowfall totals we're thinking over the next 36 hours. And again, this captures a little bit of the tail end of this storm system and the beginning of that next storm system. So we're thinking 3 to 4 inches for Blewett Pass and Snoqualmie Pass, 6 to 8 inches for White Pass off of U.S. Highway 12, a few inches for Sadis Pass, maybe even up to an inch for Ellensburg and Yakima, a couple inches for the Battle Mountain Summit and Cabbage Hill, and 3 to 4 inches for Tollgate off of Oregon 204.
All right, Josh, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us for this primetime edition of Apple Valley News Now. You can always find the latest on these and other stories at applevalleyNewsNow.com. I'm Austin Reed, hoping your news is good news. We'll be back at 11.